Today's lesson is on solutions of linear equations. After today, you'll be able to give examples of linear equations in one variable with one solution, infinitely many solutions, or no solution. You'll also be able to solve linear equations with rational number coefficients, including equations whose solutions require expanding expressions using the distributive property and collecting like terms. First, we're going to look at a key idea. Linear equations do not always have one solution. Linear equations can also have no solution or infinitely many solutions. When solving a linear equation that has no solution, you will obtain an equivalent equation that is not true for any value of x, such as 0 equals 2. For our first example, we're solving equations with no solution. For a, we're going to solve 3 minus 4x equals negative 7 minus 4x. Our first step is to add 4x to each side. After we do this, we're going to have 3 equals negative 7. The equation 3 equals negative 7 is never true, so the equation has no solution. For b, we're going to solve 1/2 times the quantity 10x plus 7 equals 5x. First step is to do the distributive property. 1/2 times 10x is 5x, and 1/2 times 7 is 7/2. So we're going to have 5x plus 7/2 equals 5x. Our next step is to subtract 5x from each side. After we do this, we're going to get 7/2 equals 0. The equation 7/2 equals 0 is never true, so the equation has no solution. Now we're going to look at another key idea. When solving a linear equation that has infinitely many solutions, you will obtain an equivalent equation that is true for all values of x, such as negative 5 equals negative 5. For our second example, we're solving equations with infinitely many solutions. For a, we're going to solve 3 times the quantity 4x minus 1 equals 12x minus 3. Our first step is to use the distributive property. 3 times 4x is 12x, and 3 times 1 is 3. So we have 12x minus 3 equals 12x minus 3. Now we'll subtract 12x from each side, and we're going to get that negative 3 equals negative 3. The equation negative 3 equals negative 3 is always true, so the equation has infinitely many solutions. For our second example, we're going to solve 2 times the quantity 2 minus 3x equals 4 times the quantity 1 minus 3/2 x. Our first step is to the distributive property. 2 times 2 is 4, and 2 times 3x is 6x. So on the left-hand side, we have 4 minus 6x. On the right-hand side, we're going to do 4 times 1, which is 4, and 4 times 3/2 x is 6x. So on the right-hand side, we have 4 minus 6x. Now we're going to subtract 6x from both sides. So we're left with 4 equals 4. The equation 4 equals 4 is always true, so the equation has infinitely many solutions. Now we're going to look at a couple of additional examples for the whisk form. You can either pause the video and try them on your own, or you may follow along. For number 1, we have 3x minus 5 equals 7 plus 3x. The first step is to subtract 3x from each side. We're going to be left with negative 5 equals 7. This is not true, so our answer would be no solution. For number 2, we have 6 times the quantity 2 minus 6x equals 3 times the quantity 4 minus 12x. Our first step is use the distributive property. 6 times 2 is 12, and 6 times 6x is 36x. So on the left-hand side, we have 12 minus 36x. On the right-hand side, we're going to do 3 times 4, which is 12, and 3 times 12x, which is 36x. So on the right-hand side, we have 12 minus 36x. Our next step is to add 36x to both sides. After we do that, we're going to be left with 12 equals 12. This is true, so our answer is infinitely many solutions. Don't forget to fill out your whisk form, and remember, watch the video again if needed.